Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope all of you are doing well. I want to thank you guys for tuning into today's video. So, I wanted to talk about my plans for eBay for 2025. So, here we are in the month of August. We're actually hitting the mid month, and we're getting pretty close to hitting September. Only, 4 months of the year left, which is just it's crazy to think because it felt like we had just started the year. June was already here. Now we're in August, and now we're going to be hitting September pretty soon. And I'm excited. I think the fall is going to be really, really great this year, especially here in Florida. I think it's going to be really, really cold because it's been extremely hot. And usually, when it's extremely hot here, we usually get a really, really cold winter. So I'm pretty excited for that. But Halloween's right around the corner. Spirit of Halloween's finally showing back up. To be honest with you guys, though, I really wish Spirit of Halloween would be an every year, would just stay where it's at every year, because I feel like they could really make some good money. Because let's be honest, with all the horror movie related stuff, I cannot see someone not going in throughout the year picking stuff up. Um, you know, we have that, Christmas time right around the corner, Thanksgiving, Black Friday. We've got another Criterion sale going on. So there's so much, going on in the next 4 months. My birthday's coming up, which is October. So it's just thinking about it. It's just, here we are almost at the end of 2024, about to move on for 2025. And 2025 is going to be a really good year for movies. There's a lot that is supposed to be coming out, so I'm pretty excited about that. Um, I think February, as early as February, we're getting our first Marvel movie. It's definitely has been, it's died down a little bit when it comes to the Marvel movies. We're not getting so many every year, which is nice. Sometimes we do need a little break. But I do have plans for eBay for 2025. As you guys know, eBay is pretty much in some way a source of income for me, even though I'm not really making a whole lot like I should. I am listing every day, or at least trying to, and I am making sales. So um, I have to give myself credit for that. But the idea and the plan is to start niching down to specific categories. I do have a second eBay account that I just don't really use as much, and it's got like a couple feedback on there, maybe like one or two, you know, feedbacks when it comes to buyers. But my idea and plan is to start niching down and using, in a better way, using different accounts for the specific category. So my main account that I've built up through over the years, um, selling a little bit of everything. My goal, as you guys know, is to turn it into a movie store. It is a slow process. The idea is, sell movies, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. The idea is also, well, I wouldn't say it's an idea, but the plan is to, get the discs clean and tested, all that, the stuff you normally do. Uh, Replacement cases, start replacing damaged cases, or sometimes I've come across cases where like the discs are stacked. I would like to, get a case where, they each have a tray to put the disc in. So not only does it make it easier to take photos, but it makes it easier for the buyer. And I'm going to also use another great example. Now, this is a complete series set that I have, and I had originally thought about selling it, but I am going to keep it because it is one of my favorite shows. But if I ever come across, a set like this, this is a great example of why I want to get replacement cases. So I have the complete series of soap here. one of my all-time favorites. This is a Mill Creek release, and a lot of their older shows they would release in these like big thick cases, which is cool. I'm down for it. Excuse me. I think like that '70s show and Roseanne had the same style of case, but the problem with Mill Creek is they do get cheap because everything is in these little sleeves, and then they just throw them in here, and that's pretty much your casing. It's terrible. And then all the discs, you know, like I said, they're in these like little trays, and trying to take them in and out, you know, can cause scratches. So the idea is to find cases that, you know, can fit the artwork, but allows the discs to sit in the trays, so it makes it easier to find what disc you're looking for, and it's just, you know, easier for everybody. So that's kind of the idea that I have when it comes to, you know, sets like that. I've also been buying like these plastic baggies, and I'm going to use this Stan and Ollie one that I'm selling on eBay as an example. So I have this like plastic, you know, baggie type. You peel the little thing off and then it sticks. And this is what I plan to do with the movies that I'm selling. It gives it a nice little protection, especially when it's being shipped, because you never know if it goes to somebody and it just so happens the day it's getting delivered it's raining. So I feel like that helps, you know, goes a long way for sure. So that's definitely the idea, is, you know, like it's almost like if you were going to sell video games, you know, you want to make sure the disc's great, the case is, you know, replace the case, make it almost as if it's like new. You're basically giving the item a second chance at life, and that's the plan. And I've stated this before, and not only that, but like selling complete, you know, series sets, selling complete like collections. So like horror is a great example. Horror, a lot of DVDs sell, especially if like they're obscure and they're just like things that just seem weird, usually go for good money. But also like franchises, you know, if you had all the Return of the Living Dead films on DVD, that whole lot's going to sell for a lot more. And an example I can use is the Wrong Turn films. Now, a lot of movies get re-released in one case. You open it up, it's got a multi-tray for the discs, because a lot of them will just have individual discs in it, or a lot of times they commission new discs and it's like 2 to 3 movies, which is not great because then the compression's terrible. So a lot of those aren't going to go for much. A lot of people do prefer the individual releases, and the reason for that is, one, the artwork. Each release has a different artwork, and it's really cool and neat, and it makes it easier when they want to watch a specific movie. They just grab that sequel and bam, they can watch it, rather than, oh, they gotta grab the entire collection, open it up, flip through the tray on what they want. But like the Wrong Turn films, that entire collection sells for about $50 from what I saw. And if it's Blu-ray, then you're probably looking at more. So there are specific franchises that will sell more than others. And usually when it's the individual releases, they're going to sell more instead of the re-releases. Because a lot of horror franchises, like the Friday the 13th, you know, the first 8 movies have been released in just a box set, one case, and that case may not go for, you know, that much. But if you had, you know, Friday the 13th all the way to Freddy versus Jason, and each film has its own individual case, then it's going to go for more, because a lot of fans prefer those type of releases over the standard box set. But it also depends on the releases, the editions, and things like that. So the idea is, moving forward, you know, is just sell whatever has a collection of some sort, whether it's a comedy film, action, horror, depending, no matter if it's a trilogy, it's just 2 movies in the franchise. The goal is to list those, because a lot of sellers don't do that. So that's kind of my idea, is to have full collections on my store, have the, you know, standard separate movies, you know, like Stan and Ollie would go by itself. There's no sequel or anything like that. And that's kind of, and have complete series sets. So that's kind of the idea for my main store. Then my second account would be a men's clothing store. I tend to sell men's clothing more than anything because I know that a lot more than say selling women's clothing. So I would create a separate store selling men's clothing, so shoes, dress pants, jeans, shorts, specific t-shirts, not like the ones you can just find anywhere else. Like if it seems like something I wouldn't come across and it's got like a weird and cool image, then that would be something I'd pick up. Button down shirts, short sleeve, long sleeve, things like that. And then the idea is to then create another account, a third account, and that would be women's clothing. And then eventually, instead of opening up a fourth account and having a fourth eBay store where I have, well, I wouldn't say store. The other three would necessarily not be a store, they'd just be a standard account. I do video games. But I figured instead of doing that, I would do Macari as my video game. So Macari as the video game, my main eBay as the movies, my second as a men's clothing, and then the third as a women's clothing. And that would allow me to build each account. It would allow to have just a standard niche rather than, oh, okay, I gotta grab this movie, I gotta grab this shirt, I gotta grab this sweater. It's a lot. And when you're listing different things, it becomes a lot because then you're like, okay, I just got done listing movies, now I gotta go do clothing. It just makes it easier for having a separate account to where that's all it is. It's all men's clothing. So, shoes, dress shoes, slacks, coats, things like that. Or, Macari video game. Okay, that they got a controller. I've got, the Jak and Daxter collection. There's an Xbox One bundle. Just all these different things. So that's the idea. Not only would it help, being able to just list that same category without any issues, it would definitely, I think, increase my sales a little bit more. And I've heard from a lot of sellers that niching down helps. Not only does it make the process of listing things a little bit faster, but it just, for some weird reason, it just makes it easier in the long run. Especially when you can find the inventory a little bit easier than, say, compared to other things. So that's the idea. So 3 eBay accounts, 1 Macari, each all niched with a category. So that's the first thing. The next is getting the packaging material. I have just like I showed you guys with these for the DVD, I've got some for clothing. So when I sell some clothing stuff, I'm able to, put them in that. It gives them protection again. It helps a long way because you never know when somebody's getting their item delivered if their state has rain or whatever the weather may be. So it gives it a little bit of protection. So, I'd get more of those, more poly mailers for each different sizes, like ones for hoodies and coats. And then, shipping labels, because I would eventually, run out, especially if I'm, having 4 different stores. So it would be great to, get more labels and things like that. I also need to eventually pick up a female mannequin, so that way when I do sell women's clothing, it'll look a lot nicer and a lot better. Right now I just use a hanger and hang it from the back of my door, and it helps, but I feel like having a female mannequin works 10 times better. Like I have a male mannequin that I use for the men's clothing, and to me a mannequin works way better. It gives you an idea of what the item's gonna look like. So I do need to get a female one. Like I said, get all the packaging material I need, the labels, and then I need to get more items for my JFJ Easy Pro. It needs like more compound, buffering pads and things like that. So with all this, with all these little things I want to do, what's the bigger goal that comes out of all this? Number one, it's going to allow me to get myself out of debt and get back on my feet in some way. Even if I get approved for Social Security disability, I don't expect myself to be on that for very long. I do want to eventually get back on my feet and have a steady income and be able to do the things, I haven't been able to do. I haven't taken a vacation in over a decade, maybe a little longer than that. So yeah, so that's one of the big reasons. Two, it's just something I enjoy doing. I love giving items a second chance in life and making them look good as new. Getting out of debt. One of the biggest things I want is my financial freedom. I want to not complete. I want to clear all the debt I have. That way I don't have to worry or stress about any bills being paid other than like your basic like car insurance. But at least I have the money to pay it in full advance. Um, so there's that. Um, and it allows me to give back, a little bit more, especially to YouTube. I can buy more items to do giveaways and things like that. I'll be able to purchase equipment for the channel, and of course, build the collection up. There's a lot of titles I need to upgrade. As you guys know, I had the idea of getting new furniture and changing things up, like these two shelves and things like that. So there's a lot of good that comes out of it, for sure. And I'm hoping to accomplish this next year, give or take. I'm really crossing my fingers. Now, there's one rule that I'm going to have to follow in order for this to happen. And that is I have to use eBay funds. Everything has to come from eBay because I don't have any source of income, and I don't know if I'm going to get approved for Social Security disability. So as of right now, I need to use eBay to be able to reach this goal. I'll go on Facebook Marketplace, like when I make enough and I'm able to, start looking on Facebook Marketplace to buy bundles, especially on eBay, then I'll do that as well. But the idea and the goal is to make enough funds at the end of the month. My nose is itching, so I apologize. Get enough funds at the end of the month and then start buying what I need. Okay, I need this packaging material, these labels. And then it kind of helps me because at the end of the month, every month, I'll have enough to get the packaging stuff I need. I'll have enough to get more inventory and to start slowly building to the niches that I want to get to. So that brings me to the change I've made for the month of August. So for the month of August, I've decided to start changing how I do my payouts when I sell items. So I'm actually letting things build up for the entire month so that way I know how much I'll have at the end of the month. So that's paying for the store subscription, buying whatever packaging materials and stuff I need, cases, whatever I need, I'll know that I'll have enough to get or may not have enough to get at the end of each month. And it just helps out a lot better. I'm not having to pay so many fees getting money transferred over, because now they charge you a $2 fee if you want to transfer anything that's over $10 straight to your debit card. So yeah. So that's kind of the idea, is just start moving from now, moving to the end of the year and so on, is just letting it accumulate each month. So as of right now, I'm selling movies. I have DVD and Blu-rays listed on my eBay store. I have a couple collectibles like Loot Crate stuff, clearing out some things I don't want, don't watch, don't plan to upgrade, just things like that. I have a bunch of CDs. There's a mix of just standard albums from different artists and genres, and then there's some movie soundtracks like Dazed and Confused, The Jungle Book, Walk the Line, things like that. And then I do have some men's clothing. I've got t-shirts, button-down shirts, both long sleeve and short sleeve. I've got some sweatshirts, some jackets. So there's a little bit of things like that. And then I got women's clothing like t-shirts, pants, cardigans, there's button-down shirts, especially flannel ones for the winter. So there's a different variety of things. I have, I think, one video game on there, which is Just Dance 2020 for the PS4. I also have a video game strategy guide, which is Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. This is the Premier Edition. I have this on my eBay store. So I have a little bit of everything. So if there's anything that catches your guys' interest, definitely check it out. The link's going to be down in the description below. Stan and Ollie is on there. That one is available. So I will state this: if you find more than one item, message me through eBay and I will put the other items as free shipping. Actually, no, I actually have a sale going on. Not a sale. Man, I'm really tired. I have a ordering discount for shipping going on. Like for the CDs and the movies, if you purchase $20 or more, you get free shipping. And then clothing, and I think pretty much everything else other than movies and music. If you purchase 35 or over, you get free shipping. So those are the two things that are going on. They're running for about a week, so I'll see how it goes, and it'll end next Monday. And if it's a success, then I will let it continue on. But with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning into my eBay related video and talking about it, me discussing what my plans are for 2025. I'm hoping this all works out. I'm really trying to, fight hard to get back on my feet, and especially take the advantage of using eBay in that way, and just, kind of sharing my ideas that I have. And I'm hoping these next 4 years kind of helps with that, because we got the holidays coming up. So I'm hoping that, one, sales start to increase so I sell more, and two, I'm able to start getting more inventory so that way I can start putting things out, because I am running out. So getting enough sales will definitely help with that. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a like. You're more than welcome to comment down below. Check out my eBay store. The link will be down in the description below. Film Talk with Mikey. Till next time, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys pretty soon. Peace.